Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to Crew Talk with yours truly, Just JB, aka Yold Head, and Chris Brandow. We are back after a little bit little bit of a break, and we are on the road to SummerSlam, and we have a lot to get into in a short amount of time for this episode. Starting off, we have huge news: CM Punk returns in Chicago again in monstrous fashion and defeats Sami Zayn, who just won the championship against Gunther and Cody Rhodes at not like 9 days, like 9 to 10 days ago, and he gives it right back to a returning CM Punk. CM Punk is your new WWE undisputed champion, and holy shit! Let's start off from that, Brando. What do you
Yeah, holy
think,
shit
bro?
is right. Well, I saw this coming from a mile away. As soon as Gunther attacked Cody, I was like, "Oh, there's your out. There's your way to get the belt off of Sammy and get on Punk. That's how you get
Mm-hmm.
the Punk versus Cody, obviously."
Mm-hmm.
Um, but let's rewind a little bit. So Sammy winning at Night of Champions or Crown Jewel, Night of Champions it was.
Not a
Um,
champion, excuse me. Yep.
uh, was awesome. What a great moment. Guy deserves it. Guy worked his ass off for 10+ years in that company. Everything he's done has been entertaining. You could hand that guy chicken shit, he'll make a chicken salad out of it. So he's been proof point is, he had that whole angle with Johnny Knoxville, and it was one of the most entertaining WrestleMania matches I can remember in a long time. So
It was
the
great.
guy,
Great to see live.
yeah, the guy's awesome. So, all these people that are hating, say Sammy's not a world championship material, those people are haters and don't know professional wrestling, period.
Woo-hoo.
Um, even though it was 9 days, guess what? He was still champion. He can still call himself a WWE champion. On top of that, a Grand Slam champion.
That's
So,
true.
that's a very elite company to be held
Hall
in.
of Fame, bona fide Hall of Fame,
Oh,
first ballot.
100%.
Maybe is he
Um,
first ballot? He's pretty close. He's first
oh,
ballot.
yeah.
That's pretty good.
Listen, by the
Yeah.
time you get to him, he's going to
Yeah.
be an easy first ballot. He'll be a headliner probably.
Right.
Um,
Yeah.
but, the way things are going right now, I mean, I don't know how people didn't see this coming. When Punk showed up the night before he took off against after Mania and said to Cody, "You never want to know when the opportunity is going to pop up." This is in the works the whole time. You can't tell me any different. That this whole Triple H mapped this whole thing out, and it's brilliant. Honestly, people want to bitch and moan about stuff. Well, yeah, Punk might not deserve a title shot if Cody was champion, but because Cody got injured and they're in Chicago, it made perfect sense for the GM to reach out to Punk. But yo, got an opportunity for you if you want it. Boom, there it is. People, and the match was awesome. What an
Match
excellent
is
match
really
that
good.
was.
Excellent match.
Yeah,
Sami Zayn's a great worker. And just want to go back for a second and give Sami Zayn his flowers. I'm happy that he became a champion, undisputed champion. We kind of knew we figured it was, I think we all figured it was kind of going to be a little bit of a transitional reign. I didn't think it was going to be 9 days, but uh, nonetheless, he can say he is a champion. He was the main champion for a period of time, and that's something a lot of legendary wrestlers didn't even get a chance to do. So kudos to him. And Brandon, you were saying WrestleMania 38, big match. WrestleMania 23, we all, we see. I'm sorry, WrestleMania 39, WrestleMania 39 in 2023. I mean, his match with Kevin Owens against the Usos, man, like that main event on night one was electric, and we see TKO going back to the Bloodline storyline, and we have to remember it was Sami Zayn's involvement in the original Bloodline storyline that really gave it insane amounts of juice that took it to even further heights, further legendary heights. Sami Zayn is definitely uh stuck it through and been a part of some pretty legendary moments during WWE's resurgence on the in the 2020s. And I'm not even talking about uh you know him in NXT either. Like Sami Zayn's been that dude. Sami Zayn has been that dude, and I'm happy that he definitely got his reign. I wish it was a little bit longer. I wish they had a little bit more. I wish there was more boldness with his reign. Maybe take more of a chance to have him, have a shock victory, because everyone knew he was going to lose it to Punk as soon as he took on Punk, or escape with the title. But he could say he did the damn thing, and love that Sami Zayn was in his car with his WWE Undisputed Championship, strolling, zooming through, driving through, speeding through the streets of Philadelphia. He was in freaking Rittenhouse, man. I'm not sure you saw that video, but man, that was
I did.
awesome. Love
Yeah,
that he was embracing the area. Love it.
I saw him driving around. I think he was leaving Atlantic City, and he was driving around, and some guy was like, "I think I see Sami Zayn." He's like driving by. He's like, "Oh my god, it's Sami Zayn!" And he was like, "Yeah, good job." And Sami like it was like this, and I was like,
That's
"Oh my
awesome.
god, that's hilarious. That's amazing."
Awesome,
I think I
man.
sent you the video actually.
That's awesome, man.
From Max.
Yeah.
When it comes to this whole storyline, everyone's saying, "Oh, 9 days only," but I think this is perfect for Sami, because this is going to develop his character even more now. Where do they go with him? Does he completely go off the rails and go full heel now? Or is it going to be one of the things where he falls into like this depression, which I hope doesn't happen? I think he completely snaps and goes crazy, and I'm here for it. It makes sense. What's his role in SummerSlam? I don't know. So I could see them doing something to the point where we think we're getting Punk versus Cody, but maybe they throw Sami Zayn in there and make it a triple threat. I don't think they're doing that. What I think they're going to end up doing, and this makes sense, there's something called Saturday Night Main Event that doesn't really have a big match yet scheduled. You have your rematch then. You get your rematch out of the way then for Sami versus Punk rematch. Punk finally wins, and then that's how you get the Cody Punk finally.
Yeah, that sounds about right. I agree. That sounds about right.
And I think Gunther, where does he fit in all this? Because if it wasn't for this guy, Sami wouldn't have lost the belt probably. I think he's going to spiral and blame Cody for getting hurt. Actually, like, I wasn't ready for you, I wasn't ready for to fight him. It's all your fault for getting beat up by Gunther. It'd be funny the way he spins it, I think.
Yeah, so, I can see that.
But Gunther doesn't deserve anything, because like he does, but he doesn't. He's lost his opportunities, and I think they're going down the road of him versus Nick Aldis at some point. They got to be going down that route. They teased it with Orton back in the day with Nick Aldis, and they didn't do anything. And it's like, oh, maybe it'll be Orton and Nick Aldis, and then now it's Gunther, and Gunther makes more sense. I guess we have to see what happens, but they could put them in a fatal 4-way too. But I just don't see them doing that at SummerSlam. I don't like that idea at SummerSlam. I think we need to have Cody versus Punk at SummerSlam as a night one main event.
Yeah,
that's what I think. Because I think the Hell in a Cell is going to start one of the night 1 or 2 off.
Oh my Lord. And we'll get to that in a bit. But CM Punk versus Cody Rhodes has been teased. I thought it was going to kind of be a WrestleMania match, because it has been teased even going as far back to 2024, when Punk unfortunately hurt himself during the Rumble match, when he got injured during the Rumble match. And he said that he's not going to lose to Dusty's Kid, and we were watching. We're like, well, that's that. And Cody Rhodes ended up being, a back-to-back Rumble winner, en route to finishing his story at WrestleMania 40. And it's been teased off and on for the past like over 2 years now. So I think the fact that they've been promoting SummerSlam as like bigger and bigger. It's the first 2-night SummerSlam in WWE history. SummerSlam actually I think SummerSlam might be it's in my top 3 favorite pay-per-views. It's typically consistent. It's the WrestleMania of the summer. It's had some really iconic matches and moments. So I think that Punk and versus Cody Rhodes, they're gonna tear the house down, just like Cody Rhodes. Just like CM Punk tore the house down with Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. It's going to be a damn good match. I'm already going to say I would not be shocked if it goes right back to Cody Rhodes. That's just how I feel. We'll see what happens. Punk,
So you're saying you wouldn't be shocked they went back to Cody Rhodes?
I would not be shocked at all if it went right back to Cody Rhodes at SummerSlam.
I could see that, but I think if you're doing that, it has to be because Cody turned heel. I feel like Punk dropping the belt to Cody at SummerSlam, and then nothing happens, no repercussions. You know,
That would
it's
probably be a
kind of like
mistake.
you know, I don't know. I feel like I know I said to you earlier, I think it was last night. I'm not really waiting for the Cody Rhodes heel turn, but if they're going to do it, the perfect person to do it against is CM Punk.
He'll get booed 100%. Yep.
Because
Yeah.
he just will. But and then Sammy and all them could call him out all this bullshit and saying, "See, I told you he was just not a great guy. I'm the real
Yeah.
best good guy," and he, of course, he's not. But
Yeah.
there's a lot of things they can do with this, or maybe Cody loses the Punk and he snaps at the end and attacks him, or the next night on Raw he attacks him, or something happens. But I don't see what good it is for Punk to win the belt and then lose it right away unless Cody turns. That's the only thing that makes sense to me. Then we can get to see what kind of person Cody is without his title,
Yeah.
and his thirst for needing the title, but because that's what made them. And if you remember correctly, Punk did warn Cody over a year ago that title changes you. When you get that title, you'll do anything to hold on to it. I think that might have been some foreshadowing by Triple H. Long-term story booking, because that's what Triple H does.
Yep.
He throws things in there, little Easter eggs like that all the time, just to like let you know that don't forget about this because it's going to come back at some point. And 95% of the time it does.
Yeah, man. I was actually just thinking about, man, I miss a good old I love WWE and just wrestling in general promo videos that build up when people have big moments or like feuds or heel turns or whatever. And I'm thinking in my head, like, man, the one for Cody Rhodes, whenever that happens, like the build up for it with like whatever music they choose could be just insane. Like the nuggets that they could like accumulate over the years, like
Yeah.
the fact that the finishing his story like and becoming the main guy kind of ate at him. It kind of had the opposite effect. He achieved his dream. He did it for his father, but it kind of corroded him inside, kind of made
Yeah,
him
they can
go
tell
over
hell
the
of a
edge.
story.
It could the story potential that they have with it is definitely untapped, no question. And Cody can play a damn good heel. So
Right.
I think that there's unlimited potential with that with that
And
dynamic.
I just thought of this. If you do turn Cody heel, you could have him go on this crazy heel run, and then you have a great opponent for Obafemi to beat. You
True.
don't have to go Roman Reigns and Cody, or Roman Reigns and him. Then you can give Oba the big crowning moment against Cody at Mania, because
Yeah.
he can say I had you beat, and because of McIntyre, he can always bring that up. But if you have a heel Cody, oh my God, people are going to be yearning for Oba to beat his ass. So
Yeah.
there's
Yep.
so many things they could do with
And
this.
Cody would sell like absolute like a maniac for Oba too.
Yeah, and the thing about Cody is this, like, you would think, oh, they're not WWE wouldn't do that. They don't have the balls to do that right now. But like lately, it's been unpredictable. Like no one predicted Sammy to win. No one predicted them to push Oba the way they've been pushing them, no matter what anyone says. I mean, they're pushing Oba to the moon. And honestly, people are upset about the whole way that Oba's been pushed to a degree with him not. Oh, why not have King of the Ring? Well, because Brock made it personal. So of course he's gonna say, I don't want the title shot right now. It's gonna be there forever. He's young, and he knows he's young. So he knows once he's done with Brock, he can go right after that title after that. And if he doesn't have his title shot anymore, fine. If Cody's the one that's holding that belt, there you go. But yeah, I mean, a lot of things can happen with this.
Well, dude.
I can't wait.
Yeah, I can't wait too. And
SmackDown will be good on Friday. I might have to catch the replay, but I'm going out. But I will definitely make sure I catch it.
Oh, we always make sure to catch all the wrestling, man. That's what we do. Even
Yeah.
even in busy lives, I was getting my jog in and make sure to catch SmackDown and everything like that. Like gotta, always make sure to get the high level and get in the weeds of everything when you can, man. That's just how it is today with all the
Oh, and
wrestling going on.
unrelated. I'm kind of unrelated to this. I'm so glad SmackDown's 2 hours now. Again, thank God. It was a freaking marathon watching that for 3 hours sometimes. Like, I'm glad they buttoned that up because it's just too long.
I hear that.
So I know there's something you want to bring up about Punk.
Yep. Oh, there's something I do want to bring up about CM Punk. So
what is it?
I just made the observation. So CM Punk, he's main event at WrestleMania. He ended however we want to say it. However, we've seen the response, so the polarizing response about Sami Zayn's reign ending after 9 days. We've you know we've seen Punk in different spaces that he said he wouldn't do. We've seen that. So I'm wondering, like, is Punk slowly kind of becoming what he swore to kind of be against, in terms of his ascent to, prominence? He's the voice of the voiceless and everything, and he's sworn against being corporate, but I feel like he kind of lately, and he has earned everything. Don't get it twisted. He's earned absolutely everything that he has gotten. And in WWE, he's been having a lot of fun. And I in a couple, multiple episodes ago, I think I was praising Punk and what he's been doing, and I'm comfortable with Punk delivering a match. We were saying with Roman Reigns versus Punk, we were saying it didn't need any involvement at all. We knew with it from anybody. We knew it was going to be good, and it was one of the best WrestleMania main events ever. So there's no dissing CM Punk as a talent, but to see Punk is with who Punk is, and now his popularity and just being a mainstay for so long, and a reliable over personality and gimmick and star. Has is he kind of becoming what what everyone doesn't want him to want, what everybody says he wouldn't be? You know what I mean? Is he a little too corporate? Is he starting to kind of, be that
No,
be
I
that
don't think
guy?
so.
You don't think
See,
so?
no, here's my thing. I think he's matured a lot, and he understands that doing good business is doing good business, and doing good business right now is him having the belt and fighting Cody Rhodes. And if they're going to do like some kind of crazy heel turn, it's good business. Even if it's not a crazy heel turn, it's good business. And if
It's best for
you know,
business.
and if there's a young lion out there that they want to put over, I don't think he has any problem putting that person over. I really don't. So, no, I think Punk's got limited time. He knows he has limited time. He's up there in age, but his matches have been good since, because they're not using them every night and every
Yep.
week, and that's good. Guys like that need to be preserved for that. I'm sorry, they just do.
Mm-hmm.
But when he's called upon to have a great match, he puts on a great match.
He's
When you talk
reliable.
about everything he's sworn against, I hear what you're saying about going overseas to Saudi and all that, but I think when you sign a contract, you have to do that. And I think he realized, like, well, I can't go against the contract, and if they need me to go, I'll go. I hear what you're saying there, but I think again that comes with maturity and growing up in the business and realizing that, like, some things are bigger than me, so I'm just gonna suck it up and go. The guy can't do any wrong. I mean, you heard the ovation in Chicago. I mean, they made a good point on Busted Open today about comparing CM Punk to Chicago, like ECW to Philadelphia, when in terms of, like, you mentioned them, they're synonymous with each other. Punk can come back in 5 years to Chicago and he'll still get
Massive
cheered.
ovation. Massive
Doesn't
ovation. For
matter. It
sure.
doesn't matter
Doesn't
anytime.
matter.
Just like anytime you're in Philadelphia, you one thing of ECW. It's the same
Yep.
thing. It's
Paul Heyman will
the
always
Lord
be
of CM
cheered
Punk.
in
Oh,
Philadelphia.
100%, 1000%. So
Yeah.
I get what you're saying about him sworn to be. I don't know about that though. I think he's made some concessions, I guess, but honestly, I like this CM Punk. This is the best CM Punk we've ever had, and I'm all for it. And I wanted to see where the next story goes with him, even after Cody, what he decides to do.
Mm-hmm. I was just asking the question, just an observation. That's all. Nothing.
I get it.
I think I look. I am as a fan of and as we've been fans for so long. It feels good to know that we're gonna get a damn good SummerSlam main event because CM Punk can wrestle his ass off and he knows how to put on a great match. Don't have to even worry about it. It feels good.
Right.
So just like WrestleMania, like we were all we felt damn good. Like I know damn sure that Roman Reigns and versus Punk is going to be good, and it was. So, and that's a testament to CM Punk and his consistency over the years. But with great power comes great responsibility, and and I think he's there's been some polarizing things that have happened with him that can't be, that are pretty recent, all things considered. And I think that it just, just an observation. There's things that he said that he got big for and promised and all that, and you're just noticing, there's things that I think, actually, shout out to Alan Owens, who we met at Vegas back in 2025. Real cool dude. Everyone in the wrestling influence space knows who he is. He's been killing it for years. He dropped a video saying that if see it the an old CM Punk would see this CM Punk and want to be he'd want to leave the company based on what just happened with Sami Zayn and stuff like that. If that were to happen to him and all that stuff, it's a good point. It's a good point, and it just made me think about Punk is, there's some things that I think that maybe we're a little selective about when it comes to CM Punk at times. That's all. But as a performer and as a talent, and how he's evolved in his latest WWE stint, it's pretty damn good, and it's pretty awesome. And I'll even say, when he was champ, and him defending it on Raw and being on Raw with that damn title every week, loved it, and I love that he harkened back to Bret Hitman Hart with his tights and everything like that and his attire. Good stuff. It's hard. It's been pretty difficult to kind of side eye Punk in this stint. So in terms of that, I'll definitely agree with that. So next up, let's talk about Obafemi versus Brock Lesnar. So we all know what happened with that. Obafemi won King of the Ring. He forfeited his or shelved, I guess, his King of the Ring championship match opportunity at SummerSlam that he earned by winning to take on Brock Lesnar, because Brock Lesnar kicked him in the nuts, and he's made it very personal, and he's a thorn in Obafemi's side. Obafemi is probably I think he's still the most over person on the roster as we speak right now, especially in terms of just rising stardom. I think that's still the case, Brandon. I think that's still the case. It's his entrance is the term these days obviously is aura. It's all there. He's about to pop off. The sky's the limit for this dude right now. So he wants to take care. He wants to take care of Lesnar. Lesnar deemed it as the next matchup is going to be Hell in a Cell. It's going to be in Minnesota, Brock Lesnar's hometown. I'm a little surprised. Correct me if I'm wrong. And keep me honest. That Obafemi says, since we're going to do Hell in a Cell and I'm risking my career, I want you to end yours if you lose. I'm surprised that has not happened yet. So maybe Minneapolis won't be Brock Lesnar's last match. Who knows? But how do you think this storyline is evolving? And what do you think? I think we both can agree that Oba has to win this. But how do we see it going down? And is it going to harken back to Taker versus Brock Lesnar at the classic No Mercy 2002 Hell in a Cell, which was classic match, very underrated Hell in a Cell, all things considered?
Well, yes, I think obviously Oba does need to win, but I will say that it could be a classic like the Undertaker Brock back in the day, like you mentioned earlier. I don't know. I think the people are getting up in arms about him forgoing his title shot and all that stuff. I'm fine with it because it makes more sense. Now, another interesting thing you pose is this Brock's last match? They haven't mentioned anything about this being his final match or anything like that.
Nope.
I think we're not going to know that until maybe next week when Brock is on Raw. Maybe this is where they do bring up this title, the subject of this being his last match. But maybe I think they need to sweeten the pot. I think they should say Hell in a Cell, but I think Brock should say, if I beat you, Oba, I'm taking that. I want your title shot. Because they haven't really mentioned anything about this title shot, if he forfeited for completely and has to try to get it again, or if it's on the shelf. They haven't really made that clear. So I think that'd be great. And then Brock could say, but if you beat me, I'll hang him up.
Mm-hmm.
With my family's there, but I'm gonna not let that like because Oba. I mean that freaking promo last night with Heyman was a little intense. I mean, saying he was gonna end him in front of his family. I forget what did he say? Kill? I think he said
pissed
kill.
off, pissed
Like
off the ruler, man. You don't piss.
Usually, yeah, but that's usually
He's the
something
ruler,
babyface shouldn't
man.
say.
You don't piss off the
I
ruler,
get it.
dude. He's the ruler.
I get it, and what really made that
He made it
was Paul
personal.
Heyman's facial expressions. Yeah, Paul Heyman's facial expressions were excellent though, but I felt that might have been a little much for a babyface to say, just because like I'm gonna kill you in front of your family. That's something a heel would say, but
Mm-hmm.
it wasn't that big of a deal. But I just thought, wow, okay, they're going there.
Right.
But I think it's going to be a great match for what it's going to be. I feel like this has ESPN first hour written all over it because ESPN, they love doing that. I'm not sure I'm a big fan of that anymore at this point, but
you think it's overkill at this point?
It's going to happen though. It's ESPN's way of trying to get people to
watch the product.
But people aren't going to watch the product anyway if they're tuning into that, because most people that aren't interested in wrestling are just going to flip the channel.
Yeah,
unless something catches them. Maybe because it's Brock, they're like, oh, I remember Brock at UFC, and we're just like, oh, I want to see how this goes. Oh, okay, this is on right now. But if it's not the match, then maybe they like do a promo about it, and then they get the prize. But yeah, so I don't know if this is gonna be his last match or not. I honestly wouldn't have made it a Hell in a Cell. I would have made it a last man standing match, but
that would have been crazy.
Why they did Hell. I know. Yeah. I get why they did Hell in a Cell. They haven't done one in a while, and you know it's Brock's match. Brock does well in Hell in a Cell.
Yep. He's in a match that he knows he historically has done well in. So
right. So yeah, it's gonna be a banger of a match. I guess we have to shelve what our rest of our predictions are for how it's gonna go down and what happens till we see Raw Monday and find out what Lesnar has to say. I do like how Oba did try to call me out. I was like, you're watching. I'm like, no, I don't think Lesnar really is watching. He was really being truthful on that. But I just thought it was kind of funny.
Yeah. I just think regardless of how it shakes out, it's the tiebreaker. Oba's winning this match, but we 100%. Can go. We can go. We'll see how everything unfolds. You never know. But I mean, it's pretty clear. Now, is it going to be I don't think it's going to be the dominating fashion as it was at WrestleMania. I think this one's going to be more level with some close calls actually.
Well, yeah, I think because of the rubber match and how Lesnar pretty much beat the living hell out of Oba the second time, I think the third match has to be a slobber knocker.
Yeah,
it has to be, and it has to be one of them like 20-minute matches that just you can't take your eyes off of the whole time. So,
can't wait. And I agree, it's probably going to open. I'm not going to lie though. I like the banger opening match to kind of set the tone. I'm kind of a fan of that. So
unless they open with Punk Cody, I can't see.
Oh my lord, that'd be crazy.
Or Seth and Roman, or
they've done that a couple times. Oh, speaking of Seth and Roman, that's our next topic.
Okay.
Seth freaking Rollins, who you've had some things to say about. You seem to be back on the Rollins train right now versus Roman Reigns. They had a killer promo 2 Raws ago where Rollins looked Roman Reigns in the eye and said that he knows that Roman Reigns has to scratch the itch, has to try to beat him because he's never beaten Rollins, and that those two have been the anchors of the new era. And they are, even though they've been the anchors over the past decade of the new era, both stamping their greatness, that they're on the other side now of things ending sooner rather than later. They have more at the end and more in front. And before they hand it over to the next generation that's hungry like they were, Roman Reigns, can he do something he's never been able to do, and that's actually defeat Seth Rollins 1, 2, 3 on the mat or make him submit. He's never been able to do it. And it was a damn good promo from Seth Rollins. I thought it was one of Seth Rollins' better promos of the past couple years. I thought it was pretty good, man. In my opinion, at least.
It was good, but it went a little long.
It went a little long,
Uh,
but you know, it was
a lot
intense.
of it. Here's how you know it went a little long. What happened to Seth when he went out there and said and was out there for a while, and then once LA Knight's music, it was like the crowd was relieved. Oh my god, thank God LA Knight's coming out here because this guy was
I'm
incredible.
sorry. I'm not talking about that one. I'm talking about the one he won against Roman Reigns.
Oh yes, that was
Yeah.
100%.
When
Yes.
I'm sorry,
Okay.
when he was face to
Okay.
face against Roman Reigns, that was one of Seth Rollins' like better
Got you.
promos by far.
Oh yeah, Serious Seth.
Yeah, I agree about last night. He went too long. I agree with you on that.
Yeah, it kind of
But
went off the rails a little bit.
yeah. But when he was kind of condensed there and was saying like, Roman, you need to beat me. You cannot beat me. I want to get my title back. I know I can beat you. It was actually pretty good. Set that the feud, they have the history. The feud's done. That's it. The match is done. They really don't have to do much. That's it. It's Seth Rollins versus Roman Reigns, and we just talked about CM Punk being reliable, Cody Rhodes being reliable, and we know they're going to release. That's going to be a damn good championship match. Well, we know damn well Seth Rollins is going to have a great match with Roman Reigns because that's just what they do. Seth Rollins, how I feel about Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins is when it's all said and done, is going to make a very, very tough decision for me for my Mount Rushmore of in-ring performers because I think he's incredible. So I'm excited.
I like this version of Seth. He's not the goofy sing along Seth. Like, yeah, they still play his music, but if you notice, he's not doing this whole thing anymore with the crowd, really.
With the crazy outfits.
No, he's dressing all in black. He's serious.
Mm-hmm.
He's ready to kick some ass.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the promo against Roman 2 weeks ago was awesome. I loved how he called him out basically and said, "Look, you've never beaten me. That's why you should give me a title shot because you have to beat me, or you would never live it down because that's the one blemish on your legacy that you never beat me." And I think
never beat Seth
Roman,
Rollins.
and Roman said, "You know what? You're right." And
I need to beat you.
Yeah. Now fast forward to this week. Seth came off a little whiny. The way he was saying, like, I worked hard for this, that, and the other. Roman Reigns, he was a chosen one. Dude, Roman Reigns is born in the fucking wrestling family. What are you talking about? Like, it came off like he was being a little bitchy, and I think the crowd was starting to be like, he was starting to lose the crowd. That's why when LA Knight came out, they were like, "Oh God, thank God!" Like,
Mm-hmm.
Now let's fast forward to what LA Knight had to say to him. The LA Knight promo did remind me a lot of The Rock with the whole like making fun of the beards and like the little voices and stuff. I get it.
The brother, I thought, man,
the brother stuff, yeah.
Oh my God, I know you didn't like it, man. I loved it. But okay. Look, anyone saying The Rock would not translate into this era is wrong. Look at LA Knight because LA Knight is LA Knight did his that LA Knight takes notes as he should because you want to take notes from the greats, clearly from Rock and Austin. And he definitely was on his Rock game last night, and the crowd was loving it for a reason. It was good. I thought it was pretty funny.
Here's my thing about that though.
They started chanting his name. Man, I was like, what? This is kind of like this little Rock-esque, little Rock-esque right now.
Yeah,
like he's crazy. Prime Rock, by the way. Prime Rock.
It was. Do I still think it's too late for LA Knight? Probably, but maybe here's a glimmer of hope for him to maybe get a taste of that gold at one time. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I just don't know. But get back to him and Seth, and I do agree with him though. Like the one thing he did say that was pretty good when he called them vomits, and because sometimes it's like, oh, enough already, you two guys. Like, just shut up.
Dude, it was good.
It was good. That was good. I like that. But
yeah, man, that's what I mean. When he got rolling with it, and by the way, because we know how these people, we know how the IWC is. I'm not saying LA Knight is like Prime Rock. He is not at all. I'm saying that it echoed. It echoed it. It's the first thing I thought of. The way, see, a lot of people thought like The Rock was catchphrase heavy, but when he got in rhythm and like his comedy and his timing and the way he started to roll with when he was talking about Seth and Roman's like brotherhood relationship and mocking it, that was just pure and utter Like it just reminded me of like, oh man, this dude did his homework. Like,
Yeah,
you
when
know,
he
it was,
started mentioning about the beards, I'm like, that is something The Rock would definitely say, like make fun of, like, oh, your beard looks like mine. I don't match the beards. And that's that. When he was doing that, I literally was hearing The Rock. That I was.
yeah,
So
yeah, I hear
I'll give him
that.
that. But
Yeah,
is that a good thing or a bad thing? Because you want LA Knight to be genuine and want to be the LA Knight, and I'll think of somebody else. But we all know that he takes parts from The Rock and Austin. He
yeah,
said it plenty of times. That was his biggest influences. Great. He was an attitude era kid like us, so it makes
hmm,
sense.
yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah.
Seth and Roman, though, yeah, I think I want to say there's no chance in hell Seth wins because you could drag this out where, Seth beats him at SummerSlam, and it's like, shit, is Roman ever going to
Dude,
beat him? But
wait, pause there, Brando. Actually, I would love that. I wanted Roman to drop the title against Jacob Fatu, man. There is nothing wrong with having Roman Reigns like have some adversity, man. There is no, if you can do that with Cody Rhodes, you can do that with Roman Reigns. Just have him.
with that being said, not happening. I'll tell you
Of
why.
course, it's not going to happen.
They're making this new bloodline bigger and stronger than ever before, and I think what's going to end up happening is, I can already see it, like LA Knight, Seth Rollins, whoever else, all joining
Survivor Series,
Survivor Series to take
War
on
Games.
this new bloodline. Yeah, 100%. I don't know if they're
Yep.
going to do War Games. Maybe they do again. I don't know, but
Uh-huh.
I could see them going in that direction because Survivor Series will be here before you can blink an eye, which is crazy to say, but
Crazy, man.
it'd be here in 4 or 5 months, and you're like, oh wow, they stretched that out that long because
Yeah.
they can. They have so many talented wrestlers and feuds they can do. Now they got Jimmy Uso attacking LA Knight. I'm like, what the hell did Jimmy Uso become anything? Like, what's going on here? But like Solo Sikoa, where does he fit in this whole equation with LA Knight? Obviously, there's a lot of going on there. So, you do it right. You could also build up the Vision again. If you build the Vision up good again, you could have the Vision versus Bloodlines feud as well. So,
well, speaking of the Vision made noise last night, winning back the tag team titles from the Street Profits. Braun Breaker and Austin Theory are tag team champions once again. And the big news was Maxine Dupree, which they have been hinting at for the past couple weeks, officially turned heel, giving Angelo Dawkins a good old-fashioned China-esque low blow, and Austin Theory capitalizing for the victory. 1, 2, 3. The Vision has the tag team championships back. So does the Vision have a bit of a pulse? Because, Brandal, certain Bronson Reed is sharing some photos, and he's looking pretty freaking jacked these days. His return seems to be imminent. So is this could there be like a pulse to this group, which many thought was kind of on life support over the past couple weeks?
So here's the weird thing about this Vision thing. If you noticed last week on Raw, Heyman completely blew off Theory, like he didn't exist. He's like, yeah.
Yep.
He's like, now you know. He's like, I didn't know you were here. He's like, now you know. And then this week, Heyman's kind of like whatever with the Vision. Like and if you were reading Braun Breaker's face, Braun Breaker seemed to be getting really annoyed by the way Heyman was treating them.
Yeah.
And then even afterwards, when they were celebrating, and he said that he's like, yeah, he finally something to celebrate. He did something right. And then and he looked at Theory as like, not you, her. And then it was like, so maybe it's a slow burn to where they figure it out, but it could also go another way. What if the Vision were to turn babyface somehow?
What? With Logan Paul?
That's the problem. Or because if Heyman turns on him somehow, I don't know. I don't know how that would work, but here's another theory too. I'm just throwing shit at the wall and hoping it sticks. What if the Maxine Dupree thing isn't what it seems? Here's why.
Okay. All right.
Last week on Raw, if you remember, she was talking to Theory. And Theory said, "What are you doing? What are you doing over there?" She's like, "I know. I wasn't prepared for Raquel." He's like, "I'm not talking about that." He's like, "Why hang out with those losers?" He's like, "You got to make a choice." And he pretty much walked away from her. But right before that, she stopped and said something to Gable and said, or he said something to her, and they met somehow. I forget how it went down, but she said something that was like, "I'm thinking about some things" or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
What if this
Mm-hmm.
whole thing was a ruse to make the Vision think that she's on their side, and at the right time, she helps. This is gonna sound crazy. Tozawa and Otis, and they become the tag team champions.
Oh,
And
that would be freaking nuts. And I don't,
I'm telling
man,
you, I'm telling you, I'm telling you,
what?
something doesn't sit right there. But
Really? Okay.
only because, only because if you remember, Maxie was kind of doubting herself 2 weeks ago, like completely doubting herself and not sure. And then she said had a conversation with Chad Gable, and it seemed like she's like, I might have been a little harsh on you. She said something like that, and
Oh, and Alpha Academy joins up again, and they feud with the Vision. That's what would happen with that.
right. But I don't know if Gable will be involved in that because he's feuding with not Penta, but all them guys in that gauntlet. So
That's
it might
true.
be a long shot. So most likely that's not happened. Maxine probably did turn heel, and that's where we're
I think
going.
Maxine turned heel,
But
man. But it's
but
always
just
fun to
keep that in the
fantasy
back of
book.
your mind because at the end you saw Otis and Tozawa walk out, and we're like, when she got in the car with the Vision and drove away, they were crushed.
Yeah.
But maybe it's all part of Maxine's plan because she's like, I can't let them know or they're going to give it away. But maybe
Yeah.
not. Well, we'll find out probably next week on Raw when she either approaches them and then they attack her and she laughs in their face, or they get they challenge for a title and then she's there and then she turns on the Vision, or she just helps the Vision win. That's where the what do they say, the rubber's going to meet the road there. So we'll have to say. The Vision has a pulse for sure. Bronson Reed comes back. All of a sudden, they're full strength. I'm imagining
Watch
Logan Paul's
out.
ready to be back soon too with his arm. But
Yeah. Because dude, they invested a lot into that. They they invested a lot into that, especially with the big heel turn last year with Rollins and Heyman, Heyman joining up with him and everything. They really invested a lot in this Vision thing. So I can't, Triple H crowning them champions, tag team champions, and he ain't gonna let it fall by the wayside. So that's just what it is with that.
just keep your eye out on the Vision being annoyed and maybe Breaker or someone leaving the Vision because they're tired of the way they were treated, and just be like, I'm done with this shit.
Yeah, should be interesting. Yeah, should be interesting to see. So yeah, man. I said we're gonna keep it short and sweet. We're really rolling through these topics right now. Want to take some time to address a departure from WWE from another Hall of Fame superstar. It's really the end of an era. Coming, leaving WWE. We saw the New Day leave. The New Day's out to WWE, which is crazy. And now Sheamus has apparently left WWE. Sheamus has been killing it in WWE and in big angles and mid card angles and just being a presence off and on over the past like 16 17 years and whatnot. I remember when he came in and I thought he had no chance and he defeated John Cena for the championship. I think it was at like TLC, I think like 2009 or something like that. Like it was crazy, man. And then just seeing him over the years and then his banger after banger after banger gimmick that he's been doing the past, in the 2020s and late 2010s, like but especially the 2020s, like it's been cool, man. I think he's he was a joy to watch. He's had some damn good matches. I think he's he always was pretty over with the crowd. He was pretty consistent. He was a consistent, you need those guys. You need those guys that can be a face or heel that can slot into a roster if you're making a promotion that can always be over with the crowd, deliver big matches, can be in the mid card, can be in the lower mid card, even could be in the upper card, and and sometimes mess around and be a champion, and that's everything that Sheamus did. So I think that his WWE career was pretty solid and definitely easily Hall of Fame worthy. And that's my thoughts on Sheamus. I think it's just just a sign of the times, another end of an era.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Definitely. With TKO, this is going to happen more often than not when these older guys are button up against their contract and they're not gonna want to pay them the amount that they think they deserve or rightfully do deserve. And they're gonna say, no, just release me from my contract. I'm not renewing or whatever. And Sheamus will be fine, dude. He's probably, if he decides to retire, he retires. I'm sure if he does retire, they'll be like, all right, do you want to be in the Hall of Fame next year or 2 years from now or whatever? Because
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not sure Sheamus is a headliner, but he's
Oh, I don't know
definitely
about that. Yeah, but
a co-headliner maybe. But anyway, no, I think he'll be fine. If he goes to AEW or whatever and wrestles for a little bit, or if he
yeah,
goes to TNA, or I can't see him in TNA, honestly, that'd be crazy. Do Japan for a little bit, or maybe he's just
I
like, I'm
agree.
done. I'm good.
He'll
I
be
think he's
fine.
fine.
He's been
Done everything he's
consistent.
had to do in WWE. There's literally nothing for him to do. And
Yeah.
honestly, the whole fight night shit was getting old anyway. Like, what else could you like?
I know. Yeah.
Yeah, he put on banger after banger and all that stuff. But
Hey, I like those
there's nothing they
matches
do.
with those matches he had with Rusev. I thought they were
They're good.
bangers, man. They were
They're
good.
excellent for that.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, man. So with that said, we talked about the present of WWE. We have talked about the end of an era ending in WWE, or a sign of the times with the end of an era with Sheamus leaving, Cena's left, Orton, I think Orton probably doesn't have Orton, he said he wants to, I think he said he wants to go till he's 50. So he's got some time, but we know that that's on the, closer to the end than not. Obviously Cena's gone, all those people from that era, that PG era, the biggest stars from that era, it's just starting to, it is what it is. That's what happens with time and the industry and whatnot. But as y'all can see behind me, is a big world championship belt with the letters NWO sprayed on it. It is a classic replica belt, and it's something that I wanted to get because of what it meant for pro wrestling. And before I go into this, obviously, there's everyone has their opinions in regards to one of the members of this group. One of the biggest wrestling stars of all time, arguably the biggest name in wrestling history, Hulk Hogan. Well, it is the 30th anniversary, 30 years, man, of the moment that shocked the wrestling world and shifted the entire industry that we all watch, and that is the formation of the NWO. I remember watching WCW in 1996, watching WWE, then WWF in 1996. I went to a house show, and I noticed, I think the main event was HBK versus Diesel. It was in April 1996. And not too long after that, they had the curtain call, which is, a big turning point in WWE history and wrestling history. And, it's crazy. I didn't know because I was a kid, but like that, I saw Razor Ramon on that bill. I think I did. I'm going back 30 years now. But I saw like, HBK, Diesel, and I didn't know that they weren't going to be there anymore for a long time. And then I turned on WCW in May of 1996, and I'm like, what? That's Razor Ramon coming down the ramp right now. What's going on? And then he drops that promo, and then weeks later, I'm like, oh, I'm watching Scott Hall, because they, it's like it's not Razor Ramon, it's Scott Hall, even though they were, hinting that, it's kind of like the same thing. But Eric Bischoff's interviewing Scott Hall, and there you have I'm like, what? Diesel? Now Diesel's there. Like, what's going on? This is crazy. At the time when that was happening, it was insane. I can there's a niche, there's like a micro gen, I feel, of people, maybe, people who were like children who could remember, preteens who could remember, teenagers who could remember, 20 somethings who just saw that era. And it was before social media. It was before kayfabe was still like a thing. And it was just surreal watching that unfold as it happened. It was just insane, Brandao. I'm getting chills just thinking about it. It was just insane. Like what I was like, what's going on? Are they invading here? Like what's up with this? This is crazy. And then they were talking about the third man, as the outsiders like kept coming in and like terrorizing WCW. It just felt real. It just felt like raw. It felt authentic. It felt like a legitimate threat. And you saw the heroes of WCW fighting and everything like that. Like yeah, I remember just being a kid, like, come on, Sting, and Lex Luger, and the Four Horsemen, Ric Flair, Arn Anderson, battling it out. Steve Mongo McMichael, R.I.P. And just everybody banding together to fight off these guys and stuff like that. And they kept talking about the third man, and the hype for Bash at the Beach in 1996, July 1996, was like, I just remember being so big, the anticipation, because it's like, who's the third man? This is going to be a big match. Randy Savage, Lex Luger, the franchise Sting, versus the outsiders, and what's going to happen. And I have a chance to watch I watched it, but like it was like we certain demographic will get this. It was a scribble screen TV, where you're just you watch the pay-per-view. That's how I watched my wrestling pay-per-views when I was young, when I was a kid. Like that's how I listened to it. Sometimes that's what it was like.
That's not the only thing we listened to.
I'm sorry, say again.
That's not the only thing we watched in a scrambled screen.
I know, right? I know. I didn't want to go there, but like that's to other to people from that era. There's also that too. People get that joke, but no, like that's I watched that pay-per-view best I could, listen to it, and like it was, they're having the match and Hogan shows up and it's like, oh my God. And I just want to also say, people who didn't watch it think that Bobby the Brain Heenan like ruined the moment. He did not ruin the moment. I just want to add that.
Being Bobby Brain Heenan.
He was being Bobby the Brain Heenan. Anyone that's watched pro wrestling and watched like research the 80s and how Bobby the Brain Heenan interacted with Hulk Hogan in WWF, he never trusted Hogan. Never, ever, ever.
Anybody else, it would have been ruined, but because it was Bobby Brain Heenan, I didn't think twice on it.
I didn't think twice about it because of everything. I went and rented all the VHSs and stuff like that of all the old pay-per-views and everything. Like I was like, oh, Heenan doesn't like Hulk Hogan, and it made complete sense. I felt at the time it didn't make any difference at all. It's like, oh, whatever, Heenan. Hogan's gonna come and save the day, and then it happened. The leg drop on Randy Savage, Macho Man Randy Savage, and it's like, oh my Lord, holy shit, Hogan's the third man. Oh my Lord.
Hogan has betrayed WCW.
Hulk Hogan has betrayed WCW, and it was absolutely insane. And the next night on Monday Nitro and the following weeks were absolute must-watch TV, appointment television. It was, considering the timing, regardless of how people feel about Hogan the man, we're talking about the impact right now of the moment of the occurrence in wrestling history. That moment was so big that it changed everything. It changed. It is the modern. It is, if you're in the wrestling and you have not seen that moment, you have to see that moment for like wrestling history. It was that big. It's still referenced to this day. 30 years later, it is referenced in pop culture. It is referenced even when I think when the Heat formed, when the Miami Heat formed, the Heatles, I think I remember seeing memes of that. Whenever there's someone that turns on somebody or someone that's revealed, I see memes of the NWO. It resurrected Hulk Hogan's career. Scott Hall and Kevin Nash were the ultimate cool bad guys. I mean, I could just go on and on, man. There's a reason why WWE was losing to WCW for a long time, and that is why, a big reason why. It was just a huge shift, changed the business. And in many ways, I mean, it started a second boom period. Without the NWO forming in WCW, there would be no Attitude Era. That storyline started before the Austin 316 promo to educate the people out there. That was it. Austin 316.
There may have never been any wrestling at that point.
Exactly.
Pro wrestling might be nothing at this point. We don't
It
know
changed. It
because it
changed
sparked it
everything.
sparked the Monday Night Wars,
Yep,
sparked everything, and
sparked
it
everything,
also
man. It put
it's
Vince
also
on
the
his
great
ass. It put Vince. It made Vince have to
yeah
really be on his game. It really because they had no choice because of what the NWO started. No question. Go
yeah.
ahead, Brando.
It also is the greatest heel turn of all time,
Oh
and
yeah,
it's not even close. Um,
of course.
you can
Oh my
mention
gosh.
all these heel turns, but like just the shock and all of it, because no one ever in a million years thought Hulk Hogan would turn heel.
Yep.
No one,
Not
and
like that.
when he
Nope.
became that heel, he did it flawlessly for the longest time, and maybe that was just because part of his true personality actually came out a little bit as
Mm-hmm.
well.
Right.
It was just easy for him to play that role a lot better than playing the good guy all the time. Maybe he got tired of playing the good guy. It got taxing on him probably, but
Mm-hmm.
yeah, the NWO, when they first started, it was must see TV.
Must see.
For like 2-3 years roughly, awesome, and then after that it kind of started going
Oh, it
downhill.
went. Oh yeah. I didn't even want to talk about that. We all know about that, but I just wanted to give the moment its flowers. Like Sting
Yeah,
for me,
it
Crow
doesn't
Sting
matter.
Crow Sting versus NWO up until the bell rung at Starrcade 1997 has a strong argument for me for the best storyline I've ever seen to this day. That it every week I had to tune in to see what was going on, what was Sting gonna do, what's although the NWO was growing in insane fashion with the amount of members, I will say that like it was still intriguing and appointment television having to see what was going to happen next when all that was happening, who was going to join next, who was going to defeat them. I mean, look at my shirt. Look at my shirt right now. That's DDP. That's Diamond Dallas Page. He emerged
Boom.
huge during that time as one of the champions of WCW, defending WCW from NWO and everything like that. And classic moments left and right, and becoming one of the more popular wrestlers in the company and in the industry in general. So the NWO storyline, man. 30 years ago, crazy. Happy. I'm so happy that honestly, I'm so happy I had a chance to see that as it happened.
Oh my god! I
I'm
mean,
so happy. It's
it was
awesome.
cinema. It
Yeah, it
was
was
cinema.
cinema. It was cinema. And when the Cena heel turn happened, I was saying, I remember, you know, the shock of it. I mean, I think everybody was like really happy and like kind of shocked it was actually happening and like, oh my gosh, like, and we all know how it turned out. But the initial shock of it was like earth shattering. But it had been people have been wanting it for a while, and with social media, it was like the landscape was different. Um, this
Absolutely
it,
was.
the Cena the Cena heel turn, it is not. I was saying to people, you could not have a proper take on the level of impact of that heel turn until we saw what took place with the heel turn, and you couldn't have proper analysis of that heel turn. The only people I wanted to hear about the comparisons with the heel turn versus the NWO heel turn with Hulk Hogan, then who became Hollywood Hulk Hogan, was from people who saw both. If you didn't see the NWO heel turn as it happened when you were alive and have the cognitive memory of it, you cannot say anything about the NWO and the impact compared to John Cena's heel turn. There's
Oh,
just
it's
yeah,
yeah,
it's
totally
just it's not
different.
even
They're
you
different.
just
They're different.
cannot.
They're different galaxies because
Yeah,
Cena
yeah,
was on his way out, and everyone knew it, and they always wanted to cheer for him while he was retired. Hogan had what? Christ! After he turned heel, what do you have 10 to 12 years extended on his career? Like he
right.
went heel, came to WWE afterwards.
Yep,
They had
it changed everything.
run with the red and yellow. It's like Jesus, like
Yeah,
it's not even close.
yeah. It
But
created
yeah,
a
it was
it
a
created
hell of
another boom
a
period, man.
hell. It was a hell of a boom period, and NWO is still for life.
Even the
It
theme
is.
song, man. People remember, and people's, everyone knows that. Everyone knows the theme song. Like if you're from that era, we're all, everyone's like unk status with that mostly, who saw that and understand like what that meant and what that was when we were all kids and teenagers and stuff like that. that moment was just crazy, and it was appointment TV. It was must watch. It was must watch TV. It is an anchor to the Monday Night War that was going on, flipping between Monday Night Raw, Raw's War, and WCW Nitro at the time, and everything that was going on. Nothing like it. There is a reason why people still, whether people like it or not. I know the young generation hates it because they've heard it all their lives, but there is a reason why everyone talks about that era. You had to be there. I'm sorry, you just had to be there. And the NWO forming on July 7th, 1996, was a major reason why. So with that said, pro wrestling is life. Biggest moments that we all love to talk about and watch weekly. We're on the road to SummerSlam. We have some big guests coming up. We have a big guest coming up next episode. We're excited to have a big guest on for everybody. Yeah, Brandon, have anything else to add?
No, not really. I mean, I'm just looking forward to SmackDown on Friday. See how they weave this Cody Punk storyline together, and what Sami Zayn's inclusion is going to be. And also, I do want to mention a special shout out to AEW because their pay-per-view last week was awesome. Great matches like they always put on.
Always.
It's one of them things where competition always breeds better TV for both for WWE, for AEW, TNA. So I just hope all these companies keep doing what they're doing so we can enjoy wrestling and they can push each other to do better.
Exactly. Agreed 100%. So with all that said, Just JB, aka Yolehead, Chris Brandau, signing out. We'll see y'all next time. Have a good one.
Peace.